Thank you. There we go. Excellent. There we go. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Go ahead and grab a notebook and a pen, or a notebook and a pencil, or your device, whatever you use to take your notes. We will be recording the class tonight, so that means you'll be able to watch it on our Diamond Grove Facebook page and also on our new YouTube channel. So make sure to leave comments or questions in those places as well. Now, today's class is entitled How to Use Our Oils with Confidence and How to Use Them Safely. Plus, we are going to be learning how to make some rollers, some of our favorite roller blends. This is going to be really great, useful information. The goal for me is to give you information so that you can use your oils confidently, so that you can feel good. You know, sometimes we're like, oh, these oils, how do I use them? Or what, we may have some fears and it may cause us to hesitate. Well, you know, with this information, hopefully you will feel that nice confidence so that you can use your oils. A little background on myself so that you understand why I care so much about label reading in specific and safely using products is my name is Doris. I currently live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I was born in Cuba, raised in Chicago, have moved a lot. For us personally, we learned to read labels and start making our own DIY products because I have a history of sickness. I have a history of cancer. So I made certain changes probably over 10 years ago, and little by little. And then when I had my son, a couple years ago, we found out that he has severe food allergies. That one in particular, dairy allergy, that sent him to the hospital with anaphylaxis. He stopped breathing. I had to use an EpiPen. So because of these things, I really learned the importance of knowing what's in our products and knowing what's in our food. So that is why I am so passionate about it, why I care so much, because I know ingredients matter. So we learn to read our labels, and for us, we've used essential oils for many years, for 10 plus years. And I started to do more research once I started to see Peter's reactions to certain things. I started to do more research, and we fell upon Ylang Ylang and started to learn how they didn't have any synthetic oil fillers. The focus really was on quality. And for more information on why, like, we personally chose Ylang Ylang, I recommend going to seedtoseal.com and just doing your research on that. Some bullet points on that, of course, the focus is on the quality and the purity of the products. They're very strict on what ingredients are allowed in the products, how the botanicals are sourced for the essential oils. The water, the soil, and the air is tested to safeguard the process. And there's no synthetics, no contaminants, no cheap fillers. And what's really interesting is that the essential oils are tested an average of 95 times before they hit the market. So really it is a focus on the quality versus the quantity. My hope today is, of course, that you leave confident and ready to use your oils in your home and with your family. So let's get started. We may ask ourselves, we're new to essential oils, how do we use them? Very simple. Each bottle of oil, Ylang Ylang oil, so each bottle, I have frankincense here, will give you specific instructions on how to use them. So here's an example. With frankincense, and I'm starting with frankincense because I will be using frankincense right now for my nerves, and I'll be using Valor as well. So frankincense and Valor are two oils. Each one has specific directions. All of these oils have specific directions. So like, let's say frankincense says, topical use, apply 2 to 4 drops directly to desired area. Dilution not required. We're going to learn more about dilution as we go further into the class, except for most sensitive skin. Use as needed. So frankincense is a very mild oil. You can just use it neat is what you would call it. Mine is very, very empty. So one way that I use it topically is I'll just put a drop in my hands and I rub my hands together and I just breathe it in. And right there, we'll have a future class on the science and how it affects our brain, but it's just a very calming, grounding oil. So this is frankincense. Now, when you look at an oil like Valor, the directions on Valor, the label will not only have directions, but it also have exactly what's in the oil. And this one says, topically, apply 2 to 4 drops directly to desired area. Dilution not required except for most sensitive skin. This one, it also tells you can diffuse it up to 1 hour 3 times daily. So like I said, each oil is going to tell you. An oil like, let me see here, wintergreen will tell you to dilute it. It is a very powerful oil. It is what's called a hot oil, which we'll learn more about later. And it's going to tell you directions like this. Dilute 1 drop with 4 drops of carrier oil. And I'll show you what carrier oil looks like, which is basically any fatty based oil like a coconut oil or jojoba oil, olive oil as well. I don't use olive oil very much for a carrier because it's got a strong scent. And if I'm using an essential oil, I want to smell the oil itself. So each label will give you specific directions. That is one way that you don't have to feel like overwhelmed. The oil, the label will tell you how to use it. Now, when it comes to our pets, this is very interesting because I know, like, I have a lot of friends with fur babies. I know how much they love them. And so when we use our oils around our pets, low and slow is key. 100% low and slow. I will always tell you low and slow because these are, like I said, when it comes to seed to seal, we know what's in these oils and it is pure essential oil. So we don't need a lot to get a desired effect. So when it comes to our animals, they are generally more sensitive to scent. So dilute with a carrier oil. Use in moderation. I had a dog that would panic with fireworks, and lavender would have been really useful to diffuse during those times. But don't ever like put the oil in your hand and put it up to that dog's nose because dogs won't like that. And we want to dilute, and remember their sense, their olfactory sense is very, very powerful and very, very sensitive, much more than ours. So just be mindful. There is a beautiful article that I am happy to send to you. Just let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to write it down. Any article that I'm going to state, I'll make sure to get it over to you just with more information on this. Now, when it comes to the ingestion of oils, not all oils are created equal. So please don't ever ingest oils that you get from the store. And they will tell you that. Those oils will actually say on the label, not for ingestion, don't put them on topically, like they will say that. So please be mindful. Ylang Ylang has its vitality line. And so each bottle of the oils has, like I said, specific directions. So you'll see, I have my bottle here and it'll say vitality on it. So it is specifically labeled okay for us to ingest. Ways that I ingest my oils. I will use things like this. These are little capsules and you can make your own little wellness capsules. So show you what that looks like. See? And usually what I use here is olive oil then as the carrier. So let's say I'm having digestive discomfort. Digize, a couple drops of digize or 1 drop of digize in the capsule, and the rest with olive oil, and take that with water, and it really helps to settle the tummy. I know that there's all different types. So I've heard also for seasonal support, you can do a seasonal support one where you do a drop of lavender, a drop of lemon, and a drop of peppermint with olive oil, and take that, and it really does help. I've been using that blend a lot. I think Yanni's going to do a roller, a seasonal support roller later as well. These right here, I bought on Amazon. Young Living as well sells them. I find them very useful, especially if you don't like the smell of digize. Get yourself some of these. Sorry, my son's probably grabbing a snack right now.
I'm not grabbing it.
No.
I'm just putting back away.
Okay, thank you, little buddy. Now, also, when you are ingesting your oil, something that I learned early on is to make sure you use glass or stainless steel. Always. Why? Because these essential oils, of course, are powerful, and what they do is they pull the, so if you use plastic, they pull the toxins from the plastic bottle and they leach into the water. And when you drink that water, now what's happening? You know, you're taking it in. So just make sure to always use glass. I know our diffusers are medical grade plastic, stainless steel. And I do keep, you know, be mindful with the stainless steel straws and the glass straws and stuff like that, because when you have little people, you know, we want to be careful. Thieves. If we want to really boost our immune system, a capsule with thieves, a drop or 2 of thieves in it with olive oil. Wow, like that is a great way, especially if we're trying to, you know, sometimes it's easier to stay, most of the time it's easier to stay healthy than to get healthy. So if you want to really maintain yourself above that wellness line, just making a habit of like having thieves as part of our routine. For us, we've literally haven't gotten sick for the past 1.5 years, I would say. Like, my husband got a little iffy just a couple weeks ago because it was his 2nd dose of the vaccine, but other than that, he's been fine all year. So it's I'm pretty excited about that. Again, now this is a great little tip. The Vitality oil and the solid label oil are the same exact oil. So I have orange here for an example. Here you have 3 times as much as what's in here. I use this. It's the same thing. It's the same oil. There's nothing different, you know, but we do need to comply by regulations and label them appropriately. So we have them labeled. If you want a list of the Vitality oils, also let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to get you the list of Vitality oils. Now, we covered pets, we covered ingestion of oils. Now we're going to talk a little bit about carrier oil. I talk about carrier oil all the time. What's beautiful about carrier oil is that it'll help you to stretch out your oils and they will last longer because you don't, like I said, a little goes a long way. A carrier oil is a vegetable oil such as coconut oil, grapeseed oil, that can be used to dilute essential oils. Young Living also has a V6 vegetable oil complex. I do not use that particularly because it does have wheat products in it, which we are sensitive to, but I know a lot of girls that use it and love it. For me, what I use here at home is I use coconut oil, I use the jojoba oil, and I've been experimenting with marula oil and chia seed oil. So there's a lot of different carrier oils depending on your needs. For my skin, I love jojoba. It does not clog my pores. So that is a great basic staple oil. And I do keep them in little droppers like this, because then I can just grab the oil that I need, put a drop of it in my hand, put a drop of the carrier, and I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to use it. So you can buy these containers on Amazon. They have a bunch of just like beautiful bottles. So you can look like you have special little, you're like a scientist. So fun. All right, so then one note to make is don't use things like vegetable shortening, butter, margarine, or petroleum jelly, which they're not proper carrier oils for our skins. And of course, there's certain things that we want to avoid. If we're trying to just kind of cut out certain products, we don't want to be adding those to our oils. Something that is very helpful to remember is what is a hot oil. So a hot oil is an oil that when you apply it to your skin, it can cause a hot or burning sensation. So Young Living recommends using like a patch test before using it. Example of a hot oil is wintergreen. And it will tell you 1 drop of wintergreen, 4 drops of carrier oil. Okay, 1 little drop of wintergreen to 4 drops of carrier oil. Thieves is a hot oil as well. And it will tell you, I think Thieves is half and half, or also like 4 drops of carrier. I don't have my Thieves here. Do I have my Thieves here? But yeah, so what does that one say, Yanni? Does that have, what's the dilution on that?
It says dilute 1 drop with 4 drops of V6 or olive oil. Test on a small area of the skin on the underside of the arm. Apply as desired. Apply to desired area as needed.
Yeah, yeah. So when in doubt, I always dilute. Even the ones that don't need to be diluted, I tend to dilute them because I know that the carrier oil helps them to kind of really absorb into the skin, and just there's a beautiful thing that happens when you use carrier oil. So always have your carrier oil around. You can even have it on a little roller, just have a roller with carrier oil in it. And that's a great way to just be prepared around the house. We're going to talk more about our kids and diluting for our kids. If you ever have skin irritation, if that ever happens, you want to stop using, you want to use carrier oil, and you're going to dilute it on your skin that way. Do not use water. Water will make it worse. So always carrier oil will be your friends. Sometimes when we are switching products, what can happen, this happened to me, like when I switched deodorants, when I switched makeup, when I switched my face cleaning stuff, I went through a detox because I stopped using these toxic products. And so in that moment, as much as we want to cover up the stuff or fix it, sometimes our skin just needs to breathe, and you need to let it just, so don't do anything to it. I know it's hard. I mean, it's easier now not to wear makeup, like especially if you're like switching makeups to clean makeups. Give your skin time to process not having the stuff that's been hurting your hormones this whole time, because that's what happens. And our skin needs that time to kind of just clear it out of the pores. So don't start like putting a bunch of stuff on it. Give it time to rest, give it time to heal. Let's see here. We covered that pretty good. Sensitive areas, try to avoid them. So don't put oils in your eyes, your ears, any mucous membranes, anything like that. If for some reason, and this, I experienced this, I got some peppermint oil in my eye. And the key to taking away that pain is carrier oil. So what I did was I got some peppermint in my eye, and I didn't put the carrier oil in my eye. I put it all around. And it helped to just, dilute it. And it was better. I would say within a minute, it felt way better. So always carry oil. Let's see here. How often they should be applied, or how do I use? Again, proper usage is indicated on the essential oil label. Again, the reminder that a little is enough. So just because a little, oh, this little bit helped me so much, I'm going to use so much more to help me so much more. No, the beautiful thing about using essential oils is that the more you regularly use them, the more benefits you're going to see long-term. It doesn't mean that, oh, a drop of frankincense helped me feel way better, I'm going to do 5 drops of frankincense next time. No, that's not what it means. It just means make it a part of your regular routine. And then you're going to start to see really the benefits long-term. If you're pregnant or while nursing, you can still use your essential oils. There are just some specific ones to kind of stay away from, or to use way less of them. If you want more information on this, let me know again in the comments, and I'll make sure to get you a great article on this. But some oils to just stay away from or avoid overuse: clary sage during pregnancy, sage, tansy, hyssop, fennel, wintergreen, as well as blends and supplements that contain these oils. So during pregnancy or while breastfeeding, you're just going to try to stay away from those oils. But obviously these are like 5 oils in the midst of like so many more. So there's, as a pregnant, I wish I would have had these when I was pregnant. My lavender and my frankincense. All right, now for our children, our kids can also enjoy essential oils. Now, I will always say, then dilute. I will show you an example of that. So Peter here, I have an immune roller for Peter. And in here, I just have thieves. 5 drops, that's it. And the rest is carrier oil. I roll it on his spine, and I roll it on the bottom of his feet. And this is every day part of his wellness routine. And it does not take a lot of drops, and our little ones can get the benefits of our oils. Young Living also has a beautiful Kid Sense line, and it has a beautiful baby line of oils. I just ordered one, I think Gentle Baby or Calm. So, yeah, one of them, because I need to start smelling these because I'm excited to smell them and see. But for the kiddies, they have rollers. So I did buy the roller of the Owie and the Tummy Jives. These are 2 oils that we use a lot of because I have a 6-year-old, and and then I have Sleepy Eyes, which is our bedtime roller, and I have Genius, which is his focus roller. And I do have them little rollers put right on them. So you can see. And you can buy them like this. They come in little 5 mLs. And a little goes a long way. You pop the little roller guy on top, and you have a roller that you can use on your kids. And it is pre-diluted. So the Kid Sense line, the Kid Sense line and the baby line all are pre-diluted. I have here Snifflies, Tummy Jives, Sleepy Eyes, and Owie. And I use Owie when I need it. And I use Tummy Jives because it smells much better than Jives. And I'll use Genius for focus. So the Kid Sense line also works for adults. I love Owie. I love Owie. Like if you're gonna like one oil to like try out is Owie, because it has helped so much. Like, whenever there is an Owie, whether it's me or my husband or my father or my son, Aoi has been the oil that has been like our hero during like times of like, oh no. Those moments where a kid all of a sudden falls and he stops breathing for a moment, like, and everyone's like, oh, how bad is this one? So Aoi is, I love Aoi, and it smells really good to me. Someone said it smelled like pickles the other day, which now I kind of smell the pickles, but I don't, I love it. It smells so sweet. Like it smells sweet to me, but maybe a hint of pickles. I don't know. I didn't smell the pickles, but maybe there's dill in there. I don't know. I don't think so. All right. Now, something to be mindful, especially during this time of year, is photosensitivity. What that is just the effect that the sun has on some oils. Now, what I want you to think of, if you were at all like me or my sister, and you would ever use sun in your hair, like lemon juice and water to give yourself natural highlights. If anybody's ever done that, think of the effect of lemon on your skin or lemon on your hair. So photosensitivity. So you want to be mindful of using citrus-based oils on your skin and going out in the sun, because it can cause burns because of the UV. So be mindful of that. The oils will tell you. I do have bergamot here. Let me see y'all. So bergamot, it says, may cause photosensitivity, avoid direct sunlight or UV rays for up to 48 hours after applying products. So the oils will tell you. You don't have to be like, oh no, how do I know if an oil is photosensitive or not? The oils will specifically tell you. Oils like Valor, I believe Valor has citrus in it. Stress Away and Peace and Calming all kind of give you that warning. So if you're going to be using a photosensitive oil during the day, put it where the sun don't shine. So that's my tip. And don't use a lot of it, because it can affect. But oils, citrus oils are beautiful for your skin, so use them at bedtime. You know, put them as part of your serum for your skin, but make sure that it's at bedtime that you use them, because they are excellent for your skin. So you kind of learn to, you know, how to use your oils in the best way. Let's see here. Now, if you have a medical condition, or if you are on medicine, this is just a reminder. Just let your doctor know. Let your doctor know I'm using these oils. Why? Because they're powerful. So if you are on a medication, you want to let them know I'm on this or I'm on that, because there's certain natural products, like let's say grapefruit, the actual grapefruit, that when you are taking a certain medication, you should not have grapefruit, the actual fruit. So just same concept, we're using these really potent, powerful little bottles of oil. So like for my dad, I tell him, okay, this oil, you probably don't want to use a lot of this one, but they're specific because I know that my dad has certain medical conditions. He can use everything else. So just be mindful of that there are potential interactions between medications and essential oils, but you would just tell your doctor, your pharmacist, and they would clearly like tell you, oh yeah, you can use that, or no, don't use that one. And of course, always doing research.
Mama,
Yeah, little buddy.
can I have some almond milk with Ningxia, please?
Almond milk with Ningxia. Go ask daddy for it, please. Because this is true life, guys. All right. I think we covered most of the information I wanted to cover with you guys today. We are going to leave some space for questions. So does anybody have any questions right now? If you do, we can go ahead and do those, and then we can start making some rollers, or if Yanni had something she wanted to to point out that I forgot, which I'm sure I did forget something. Yeah.
No, I think you did a really beautiful job covering it.
I feel my brain is smarter now. Not really, but. Well, while you guys think about a question, if you have a question, I'm going to take a sip of my Ningxia. And Yanni, do you want to do your rollers first?
Sure.
And then I can do the couple that I was going to make.
Okay. So I actually have a couple, one more that I did not intend to make, but I figured it'd be really nice to give you guys a nice little variety of, rollers you can make. First of all, Doris said this before, you guys can find rollers on Amazon. It's nothing special. Go on Amazon. I will say this, some of them are a hit and miss. Some of them, the rollers don't work that great. Other ones, they're really, really good. So check reviews, definitely make sure you check reviews before you purchase. But they have really beautiful rollers, which I'm gonna show you in the ones that I'm gonna make right now. Another thing that I was gonna say, Doris touched on too. Young Living has already rollers pre-made. So if you're not into doing DIYs, you can just make you could just buy a pre-made one from Young Living. But if you have ever made this and you're interested in making your own DIY rollers, don't throw away the bottle. Their rollers are actually really good quality. They don't get stuck. They dispense the oil really, really nicely. So don't throw them out. I know that people have even been able to remove the label here, the one that has the Young Living label. People have even been able to remove it. I haven't needed to because I like to make the roller of the same stuff. Because again, the list of all the oils that are in here are on the label of the actual one from Young Living. So you can kind of guess how many oil drops of each thing are depending on where it is in the list. So that's what I do. I just make some more of the same one, or you could repurpose it and use it for something totally different, but never throw these out, guys. These are really, really good rollers. Another thing that I was going to mention before we do these rollers also is that if you can make not just rollers, guys, with your oils, you can also use inhalers like this. This is also on Amazon, does not cost a lot, and it is so incredibly worth it and usable, because what these inhalers are basically these little tubes that have a glass tube inside, and inside the glass tube is this little cotton wick that you put your oils into, and you literally don't need to refill this very often. It has little holes here on the top. So all you do is breathe it in as many times as you want and need, put the lid back on, throw it back in your bag, and it's gonna be there for quite a while. I highly recommend these if you're somebody who suffers from the seasonal changes, the pollen, itchy eyes, sneezing, all these things that happen with the spring. If you're somebody who suffers with that, definitely get yourself some of these. You can also get yourselves little bottles like this, make yourself a spray. You can get yourself little bottles like this to make yourself a perfume. This is like a little spray bottle. So it's not only rollers that you can make. Obviously today we're focusing more on rollers, but you can make other things with your oils too. So keep that in mind. Whatever blends we kind of talk about now, you can translate them into either a spray, a perfume spray, a room spray, a toilet spray. You can put them in an inhaler if you want. So just keep that in mind. The oils that I'm going to use today, and Doris talked about carrier oils. This is the oil that I use, and I always recommend to anybody who asks me. I always say get 100% pure, organic, fractionated coconut oil. This one I got, again, Amazon. You can find some really good, inexpensive stuff there. Fractionated oil is not the same as regular coconut oil, because fractionated oil stays liquid, whereas regular coconut oil solidifies. You don't want to put even if you melt regular coconut oil, don't put that in your roller, because once it solidifies, you're never going to be able to get it out. So make sure that if you're going to make rollers, use fractionated coconut oil. Okay. If you want to make like a balm, again, you can buy off Amazon. Again, we're drifting from the actual rollers, but I want to make sure you guys know. You can get yourself something like this off Amazon, like a little bottle, a little thing like this, and you can make yourself a balm with your regular coconut oil. And they sell, if you guys are Costco shoppers, they sell a giant tub of coconut oil for super cheap, and they'll last you forever. So anyway, okay. The next oil that I also recommend is jojoba oil, and Doris talked about that before. So for rollers, when I'm making rollers for like my body, things that I'm going to use on my rollers I'm using on my body, I use fractionated coconut oil. If I'm going to make a roller or a serum that I'm going to use on my face, I tend to use a oil like a carrier oil like jojoba, or maybe like a grapeseed, because it has to be an oil that's lighter or it's going to clog your pores. So if you use regular fractionated coconut oil, it's too thick and it's going to get stuck in your pores, and it's actually going to give you the opposite effect of what you want. So remember, just lighter oils for the face, and you can use heavier oils for the rest of the body. So the first roller that I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the seasonal roller. If you guys, I don't know about you guys, this season has definitely been, or this year has been the worst by far of pollen. I don't know, maybe the trees wanted revenge, I don't know, but this year has been really bad. I see green everywhere, and for me, the symptoms of the sneezing and the itchy eyes and the head tension started really early, and it hasn't gone away yet. So this combo right here that Doris was talking about, it has been so helpful, so extremely helpful. I haven't had to take any allergy pills or medication for it, because this has been plenty. So the combo that we are talking about, and I actually already have a roller made here, so I'm not going to make another one. I'm only going to make one roller with you guys today, like actually make it, but I'll explain how you can make it. I already have one made, so I'm not going to make another one. So what you're going to be using is these three. These are known as the seasonal combo: lemon, lavender, peppermint. And you're going to use equal amounts of these, whether it be in your diffuser. If you're somebody who's suffering a lot, keep it going in your home. During the day, put all your diffusers on and put equal amounts. And you don't have to put a ton. You could put 2, 3 of each and just have them running all day in your diffuser. And you can also put the same thing in your inhaler, the one that I was just talking about, or you can have it in your roller. Same amounts of drops. That's all you got to remember. They all have to be equal, and it's just these three right here. So you can decide how much you want to put in it. If you're somebody who suffers heavy, maybe you're going to want to put in a roller like this. The typical roller is 10 mLs. And that's what you'll see a lot of on Amazon, because that's the typical roller. So in a roller that's 10 mLs, I would say put between 10 to 15 drops of each one in your roller, and then you fill the rest up with coconut oil or jojoba oil. And if you're going to be applying it on your face, definitely use jojoba oil. And how I like to use this is my roller. Again, I do put it on my face, so I'll use jojoba oil. I like to put it all around my hairline right here. And don't forget to do a patch test, like Doris was saying. Do a patch test in the inside of your arm right here, and give it a few minutes to see if you get any reaction, because everyone's skin sensitivity is different. Not everyone's going to react the same. For you, maybe this won't do anything to you. For somebody else who has more sensitive skin, they will hive up. So that's how you measure how much you have to dilute. Some people need more dilution. Other people can handle the oils super strong. So definitely especially with kids, do your patch test before you start applying this all over them. So I put it all over my hairline, on the temples right here on the sides of my face. And right here where we suffer from sinus problems, right here, this little V, And then I just massage right here. You could put it in the back of your neck too. And what I like to do is I put a little swirl on the palm of my hand. You rub them together, and then you just put a little tent over your nose and your mouth, and just take deep breaths. Take as many deep breaths as you need until you start feeling those effects. Just breathe it in. It's really lovely, actually, to be in that little tent of amazing smells. And that's how I like to use the seasonal roller. You can use this. It's not like medication that you have to do it like every certain amount of hours. You can use this anytime you want, anytime you feel like you need it. So if it's an hour later, apply an hour later. If it's 2-3 hours later, apply. If it's like half an hour later, apply it again half an hour later. And it's going to be super helpful. So that is the seasonal blend. If you haven't tried it yet, please try it. Put it in your diffuser, and you're going to see a huge difference. I actually have quick story / testimonial. One of my very good friends, she wanted to try this blend. She's new to Young Living. She's new to oils, period. I recommended this blend for her because she does suffer from allergies. And her mom, she was like, my mom suffers even worse. I'm going to make one for her and see how she likes it, because she's super skeptical. She doesn't believe in anything. She takes medicine for everything. She just called me today and she was like, my mom hasn't been taking her allergy medicine for this past whole week. She's loving these oil things and she's super skeptical. She doesn't believe in anything. So it just shows you how powerful they can be. Of course, if you guys need to take your medicine, I'm not here to tell you to not take your medicine. Please take your medicine. But if there's a way that you can support your body differently and maybe skip a pill or two that is not 100% necessary, then I would say give it a shot. And speaking of really quick, just like giving it a spin to your seasonal allergy, if you're somebody who suffers from like sinus tension too, that my friend does, I recommended 2 oils for her, and I want to recommend it to you guys too, so you can try it out. If you know somebody who has these serious sinus challenges, or you yourself do, you can make yourself a roller with the same blend and add Breathe Again. This is the oil Breathe Again. This is a really great oil for that specific problem. Or Eucalyptus radiata. Those 2 are excellent for people who struggle with sinuses. And I gave it to my friend and she's really loving it. She made a roller with just these 2 specifically for that. So try that out, guys. And you can make yourself a roller specifically for that too. Okay, the next roller Doris touched on, I also already have it made, is my immunity boost roller. This is super easy. All you need is thieves. If you guys have your starter kit, or if you don't have your starter kit, maybe you need one, but definitely get thieves. Thieves is something that you should always have at home, no matter what. And again, you put it in your roller. I would say if you're only using thieves, I would say put like 30 drops of your thieves in here, and then fill the rest up with a carrier oil. If you want a little extra oomph, I love adding an extra oomph to my roller, especially if it's my immunity roller, because it's something that my whole family uses and I want to make sure that it's nice and potent and they're well protected. I will put thieves, but also I will add these guys right here. This is copaiba, clove, and rosemary. These 2 are already in thieves, but I like to add a little extra just cause, to give it that little extra boost. And copaiba, if you guys didn't know, is a boosting oil. It's an incredible oil because whatever oil you pair it with, it boosts its power. It makes it like extra powerful. So this is a great oil, even in your seasonal blend oil, any blends that you make, you can add a couple of drops of copaiba to just make it even more powerful. So if you want your booster roller, I would say add maybe 20 drops of your thieves, maybe like 5 to 10 drops of rosemary, clove, and 5 drops of your copaiba. You fill the rest up with your carrier oil, your fractionated coconut oil, or whatever you want to use. And then what I like to do, again, don't forget that patch test, especially because thieves is a hot oil, like Doris was saying. It will burn your skin if you are sensitive to thieves. So before you do what I'm going to tell you next, make sure you do that patch test, especially for your kiddos. So how I like to use my immunity roller is rolling it all up and down our spine and on the bottoms of our feet. So I'll do this in the morning, especially now during these crazy times in the world. I like to do it twice a day for my daughter. Up and down her spine, and I massage it in, and then on the bottoms of her feet, and then I'll put her socks on. And then before bed, the same thing, up and down her spine, bottoms of her feet. And I also put it in her diffuser. So again, you guys could use your diffusers too. In any way, shape, or form you want to use these oils or these combinations, you can. And my own testimony with my own child, this past winter that's passed has been her second full year of not getting sick. She hasn't gotten sick. She hasn't gotten a cold. She hasn't gotten a fever. I hope this continues. I mean, she eventually will, but it just shows me that the things that I'm using to help protect her and keep her body functioning the way it should is making a huge difference. Because before I started using oils and supplements on my child, she would get sick 2-3 times a year, but like really sick. And now it's a stark contrast. And I know it's because of the things that we've been implementing. So they work, guys. If you have oils in your home, use them. Please use them with your family. Okay, so that's the immunity roller. The other extra roller that before we do the one that we're going to do together, the extra one that I wanted to talk to you guys about is this roller right here. I call this my winter emotional support roller, because I used to, because I no longer do, but a few years back, I used to get really bad winter blues. During the winter, when the sun is less, the daylight is less, I would get this huge emotional drop, and it was pretty bad and it was pretty severe. I'm sure many of you probably have felt the same way, especially during the winter. That's why they call it the winter blues. It's very common in a lot of people. So that's why I decided to make myself a roller specifically for that time period. And what I have in here literally is only white angelica. And maybe you're not, the season that you're watching this video in is not winter. If you're somebody who suffers with those kinds of feelings, the negative, really dark feelings, try this oil out, white angelica. It is an incredible emotional support oil. And depends on how strong you want to make it. You can add 30 drops, you can add 50, you can add as many as you want. You gauge your own personal preference, and then you fill up the rest with a carrier oil. And that's what I have in here. This is just my white angelica roller. And I use this as perfume too, because I just love the way it smells. White angelica smells amazing. So that's a little bonus one. Okay, now to the one that we're gonna make together. So if you guys are extra, or you're feeling fancy or extra, like me a lot of times, on Amazon, you can find yourself some inexpensive and really good quality. Again, try to find things that are organic, especially if you're going to be mixing them with oils and things that you're going to put on yourself. I got myself some organic rose petals. They're dried flowers. So they have so many different types of dried flowers that are really beautiful. Today, I'm going to be using the rose petals. Again, inexpensive, but these make beautiful rollers, and I'm going to show you guys tonight. That's what I'm going to use. So I've already added them here in my roller. So again, I got this one from Amazon. These are really beautiful. This is like a square, slim 10 ml roller from Amazon. And inside, I already added, if you guys can see, my little rose petal, I don't know what you call these, chips, or I don't know, pieces, my little rose petal pieces. They're already in here. So what I'm gonna do is with your perfume roller, guys, you really can go, you can make it as customized as you want. I will say this, if you're gonna use flowers, like I am, dried flowers in your perfume vessel, I recommend using, if you're gonna put flowers in it, keep it a roller with oils, because I've made a perfume with my little, and I'm gonna show you guys because this is a big fail of mine. If you're gonna make a spray perfume, like this one right here that I did, I use witch hazel, but you can also use 100% proof vodka, because that allows the smell of the oil to be the one that's predominant and not the alcohol. So 100 proof vodka you can also use to make perfumes. But I use witch hazel, and I put dried lavender in my little spray. And if you guys can see, I don't know if you can appreciate it. So you see how milky that looks? It doesn't look cute. It's not pretty. And it's because the witch hazel broke down the flowers and it made it this like weird milky. It still smells amazing. What I have in here is Egyptian gold, which if you guys have not tried or smelled Egyptian gold, you guys need to, because it's an amazing perfume. But that's what I have in here right now. And it still smells amazing. It still smells like Egyptian gold, but it doesn't look pretty. And I want it to look pretty, guys. We want our rollers to look pretty, right? So anyway, if you're gonna use dried flowers, just keep it a roller and keep it with coconut oil, because the coconut oil kind of preserves the flowers and it doesn't make them all milky. It leaves them really, really beautiful. Okay. So with perfume, your perfume roller, you can use so many things. There's a lot of typically used oils for perfume. For example, Ylang Ylang is a beautiful oil for perfume. It smells like flowers. It's almost like a citrus, like a slight citrus smell, but very florally. It's beautiful. I love Ylang Ylang, and your husbands will love it too if you use it as a perfume. Another one that are popular for perfumes, Patchouli Geranium. These two are really good as perfumes. Jasmine and rose are also super popular perfumes, but they are definitely more pricey. So if you are looking into investing into high quality or like luxurious smelling oils for your perfumes, these I highly recommend, and they will last you forever because you're literally only using like a drop or two. And you can use them not only for your perfumes, you can use them for your skin products, because these are excellent for your skin. So if you're making yourself like a beauty serum or something like some sort of a lotion or something for your face, for your body, these two are excellent for that. And of course you can use them for your perfume. Or you can just go like pick whichever oil is your favorite and that just makes you so happy. Use that as your perfume too. Lately, I have been loving this oil, Harmony. If you guys haven't tried it yet, I love this oil so much. It smells so, it's almost citrusy too. I don't know. I love it. So I'm just showing this because there could be that one oil that you just love, and it's not a typical perfume oil. It doesn't have to be a typical perfume oil. It has to be what makes you feel good, what you want to smell like, and you just make your perfume with that. So what I'm going to use today is I'm going to use some rose, I'm going to use some geranium, and I'm going to use some patchouli. So this is the blend I'm going to use today. I'm only going to use probably 1 drop or maybe 2 of rose, and the same thing with the other 2. This is the blend that I'm going to use today. And the oil that I'm going to use is coconut oil, because that's the oil that it's just for the body. It's not going to be for the face. And the nice thing about coconut oil, I have it right here, is that it's clear. So it won't disturb our rose petals. It'll make them look even more beautiful. And I'll show you guys. And a little trick, now that I brought this up, it occurred to me to share with you guys. I got this from Dollar Tree. This is an oil dispenser. So some of the oils usually come with a pump that like are really aggressive. Like when you push it, it just squirts it out. I bought this off from Dollar Tree, and it dispenses it much more controlled and slower. So that's why, just a little tip. All right, so to here, I'm gonna add my 2 drops of rose. So here's our dropper. And it's gonna take forever. There it comes. 1, 2. Whew, okay. And then we're gonna add, let's just say patchouli. Patchouli has a much more stronger scent. It's a little more earthy, patchouli. And not a lot of people love it. I love it. But let's just add 2 so that we don't let's just add 1 so that we don't overpower this beautiful blend. We're gonna add 1. And again, guys, your oils are super concentrated, so you do not need to use so much of them. They look like little bottles, but they're gonna last you forever. And geranium. Geranium, I'm gonna add like 3. Okay. Woo, woo. Okay. And the rest, I'm gonna fill up with my carrier oil, with my coconut oil. Let me just make sure. Here we go. Okay. Here goes. See if I could do this without making a mess. It is so hard to do this, lifting this up and not like setting it on the table. Do you guys feel the tension? I feel the tension. The pressure is on to not make a mess here. Okay, here we go. All right, and now your rollers will come with the little roller bit that goes on it, and it'll come with obviously the cap. And your rollers might also come with tools that look like this. They look like Swiss cheese. These are going to be super helpful to put your lids on. So depending on how big for this roller right here, the little roller is a lot smaller than the regular 10 mLs. But a regular 10 ml will look like this. The roller is much bigger, like that. So what this tool is going to help you do is it's either going to help you remove the little roller part from the bottle, or it's going to help you put it on. So in this case right now, we're trying to put it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the hole that best suits it, which is this one right here. And it's going to fit right on your roller like this. And then you push it down with a lot of care. Ooh. Just be careful when you're pushing it down, because you don't want it to like tip over and then everything that you just put in the bottle falls out. Here we go. Okay, so I got mine in. We put the lid on. Look at how beautiful this roller is, guys. Look at that. It's so elegant. And I'm gonna just jiggle it a little bit so that all the petals right now, they're getting stuck because they're making contact with the oil. But you just shake it so that all the petals or whatever flowers you have in there get nice and coated with the oil that you just put in. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. Doesn't it look like ice? And those are all the rose petals. And then you just try out your oil. Let me tell you guys how this one came out. Ready? Oh, it's lovely. You can smell all the rose and the geranium and the patchouli. And that's it. You have yourself a beautiful roller that you can set on your dresser, and it looks so pretty. And it's gonna make you smell amazing without toxic things in it. And that's it. Those are my 4 rollers. And since I already have, Doris, I know this is like, I'm really making, I'm throwing in what is it called? When you throw in something that's not planned?
A wrench?
I'm throwing
a happy wrench?
A happy wrench. I'm gonna give this away to somebody here. So whoever, Doris, like you could be the judge, but whoever has not tried rose yet,
Oh man,
let me know.
I don't like this. No, Bianca.
She's like, I haven't.
Her hands.
So maybe after the class.
Making the decision.
So yeah, whoever.
Yeah, I have not tried it.
I'm drawing out of a hat.
Everyone figured it out now.
Yeah, so whoever has not tried it, definitely let us know. Like maybe we'll do it at the end, Doris. Like once you're done recording and everything, we'll do a little giveaway. But I'll send this out to somebody who hasn't tried it yet. And
sounds good. I'm just raise your hands, the ones that just raised their hands. I'm gonna write you down and we're gonna do it as equal as possible because too much pressure, Yanni. How dare you? Okay, good. So, okay, let me write these down. Oh man, se me subió la presión.
whoever has not tried rose yet.
Yeah, I think most.
Thank you, Yanni. That was beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope it was fun and informative.
It was. I'm going to make myself one. I do have rose, so I'll be cheating.
I know she does.
If I raise my hand.
Bougie, I don't
500. Oh.
And I apologize.
right,
I meant to
have
say
one.
it earlier. My camera just doesn't work. I don't know what's happening with it. I apologize.
Okay, I wrote everybody's name down. I'm going to show you a roller and I'm going to share with you some of the rollers that I have recently made because I have needed them. So I actually made this one with the mix that Yanni did, lavender, lemon, and peppermint. And I love it. And I have been doing exactly that, rolling it on my forehead, under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, even under my nose, and like right here, because I can feel pressure. I'm not going to do it now because I got makeup on. Release. I have a roller just with release on it because it's just, you know, one of those things. I love it. I love it. It's an emotional, it's a big time emotional support oil and big for processing. And like I said, a little bit of my story, I'm in the process of processing those things. So release is a big, big help for me. This one is my tension roller. This one is my like deep tension roller. So this is 10 drops of wintergreen, 10 drops of copaiba, and coconut oil to top it off. I love the smell of it. And it is amazing. And if one oil doesn't help for tension, try another one. Like there's Panaway, right? There's wintergreen and copaiba. I love these two together. You could just do peppermint, which is great for tension. But depending on your body's physiology, you may react better to one oil than another. Like obviously there's all these beautiful oils. They're made from beautiful plants. Our body may react better or quicker to one oil than another. So for me, it's always fun to try new oils because I have learned what works for my body. So this is, I always have this roller. I wanted to make a special roller with you guys tonight. This one, I'm going to call it my chill roller because my husband said the other name I had for it was not good. It's my goodbye darkness roller. But we'll call it my chill roller. So this one is a little bit more oils than this. I haven't made a roller with this many oils, but this is more for like emergency emotional support. So the oils I'm going to use in this are lavender, valor, white angelica, release, bergamot, and patchouli. 6 oils. I'm not going to use a lot of them. I'm going to use a little bit of drops of each of them, and then see how I like it.
La perra.
You're not muted, Susie.
Oh,
Susie. You shouting at me or your puppy or?
this dog that keeps scratching at me.
That's hilarious. I'm like, ¿qué me llamaste? Oh, that was hilarious. Okay, 5 drops of lavender. So let's see how I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it is 5 drops of valor, which I need to reorder. Oh, actually, no, I'm getting it for free this month. I forgot. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Already smelling these is just like putting me in a really good place. Okay, and then 5 drops of white angelica, which you'll notice 1, 2. Come on, little guy. Everyone's waiting for you. Come on. 3, 4, 5. Here's a tip. When you look at your oils, look down here. There's the hole right in the middle, but there's a hole on the side. And find the hole on the side. That's where the oil drips out of. And they won't be so difficult to come out. But some oils are more viscous or thicker than others. Compare molasses to syrup or sugar syrup. There's a different viscosity. So oils also come with a different viscosity depending on the oil. So sometimes you just need to be extra patient or get yourself a little dropper on Amazon if you're not feeling very patient. Release, it says 3 drops. One, 2, 3. Bergamot. I'll tell you something about bergamot. You need it. It is such a happy, calm oil. It is great for bedtime, even though it's a citrus oil, it's not going to keep you up. It's actually a very calming, great oil. We're using this in our bedtime oil for Peter. Bergamot and cedarwood is amazing together. So bergamot is 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then patchouli, I have a roller on it, but I'm gonna top that off and try not to drip the whole bottle into my, don't do this at home, guys. That was more than 3 drops. It's okay. Little tip, these guys you can buy on Young Living, the little fitments, and make your own little roller bottles, which I made with my patchouli. Yep, there you go. Very useful to have. Okay, so there it is. And I think I might use coconut oil for this one. So see if I can do this as gracefully as possible. I can hear my son's conversation. I think I got it. Almost. And this is what happens when you get impatient. What, Yanni? Okay, there it is. These rollers I got from Whimsy and Wellness. If you're wanting a little bit nicer rollers, you know, there are places, but I get like good rollers on Amazon. It's if you want to know, like I have a few that I really like. So also you can find me on Instagram and I'll tag you to where I get those on Amazon. That's it. My little chill roller. Ah, Patchouli, you ruined my life. So don't not use your dropper when you're making rollers. And there you go, guys. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like this was a really fun class, but that's me saying it. So I need other people to say the same thing.
It was.
Are we gonna record the questions, Doris?
I can actually, I don't know, what do you think? I could just stop the recording. Or
Okay. Just don't forget to sign off.
oh, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna sign off. Yanni's a pro at this. I am not. Thank you so much for being here for our class today. Today we learned how to use our oil safely and confidently. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them right there in the comments. So thank you so much for being here, and we will definitely see you around. Also, heads up, next week we have another class, and that will be our top 20 favorite oils. So stay tuned for that. And